Do you know when to outsource your kids' education?
Every change has a reason. Baby, let it come to you. Every soul.
Hey guys, it is Casey with Accidental Homeschoolers, and I am so excited to see you today. I'm so glad that you're here. Today, we're going to talk about outsourcing your kids' education. Now, when I say that, I already feel like a quitter. And it seems really controversial. You chose to homeschool your kids. You should do it all, right? I have felt that way for the last 5 years. And there did come a point where I realized that I needed to get a little bit of help. Not that I couldn't do it, but because it was better for our family as a whole. It was better for my son, and it was better for me. Recently, I had to outsource a little bit of math. Not because I can't teach him math, but because, it's a difficult situation when you're mom and you're the teacher. And it's an amazing situation. Don't get me wrong, it really is. But when you're yelling about clean your room, and did you eat your vegetables, did you brush your teeth, and whatever else it is that you're doing, and also teaching things, sometimes your kids get resistant. I've gotten a lot of comments about motivation. Like, how do you keep your kid motivated? How do you do that? How do you stay motivated? That's also a really hard question. And it's different for everybody else. But honestly, we were struggling with times tables. And it wasn't because he couldn't do them, because he can. It's just that with everything that we had been through this last year, we're a little bit behind, obviously, because things have been so difficult. But, he just needed a break from life, I guess. And I allowed a friend who is a teacher to help him with these things in math. And she taught him a lot of tricks. Things I had taught him. She had new ideas, but for whatever reason, it worked so much better when she taught him, because he actually listened. I'm not gonna lie, it makes me feel a little smidge of a failure, but is it? I mean, really, I had to stop and think about that. Am I a failure? No. Did I make it easier on him? Did I technically make it easier for myself? Yes. Not that I didn't war back and forth and back and forth. Am I doing the right thing? Oh my gosh, I should be doing it myself. So I think we've all been through that. So when do you know when you need to just kind of like throw in the towel and ask someone else for help? I think it's different for everyone else. We've kind of been in this cycle for the last year, and someone reminded me, you have to give yourself a little bit of grace. Is it worth all the stress that you're putting on yourself and all the fights? No. Now, am I paying for this? No, this is a favor from someone else. So if you don't have that option and you don't have the money to do that, what do you do? Well, do you have older kids that could maybe step in and give it a try and to explain it to them? Or do they have cousins? Is there a neighbor kid? Can their babysitter explain it to them? Can their aunt or uncle? Can their grandparents? Give it a try. There have been some busy days in our lives, and Grandma and Grandpa have each taken turns teaching him because it's what needed to get done. And those were interesting days because they actually taught him a little bit more. They taught him in a different way. Reteaching some things, they were talking about things we'd already done, but they explained it in a different way. And so in the end, things actually turned out really well, because it does take a village. Now, I don't want the whole entire world teaching my son, but the people who actually care about him, the people that invest in his life. Are you a failure if you have someone else help you or someone else do it? No. There's a lot of moms that use teaching textbooks because they have several kids and it's just too much. It gives them one subject where, you know, they're not having to teach it. And most of those people have had amazing success with their kids in math. So honestly, so is teaching textbooks a form of outsourcing? I think so. Is it bad? No. And I'm sure there's some of you that are like, well, yes, you should be doing it. But the farther along you get in your homeschool journey, or, you know, it's even personality differences can make a big difference. You know, the way that I taught when we first started versus now, so different. The way that we handle our homeschool, so different. I'm not gonna lie, my experience came from the classroom, and the idea of setting it up like the classroom was all that I knew, but I learned quickly that that wasn't gonna work in our home. I couldn't just recreate the classroom. So I had to learn a lot too. How many of you outsource? Does dad teach history and math when he comes home? Do you wait to do science when, you know, dad comes home? Do your parents, do their grandparents teach them during the day while you go to work? You know, there's also people who use an online curriculum or an online homeschool where they do everything. Many states have virtual school where, you know, you stay home, but you're still doing the curriculum that the state has. That would be a form of outsourcing. I think whatever works for you is what's best for your family. And as long as your children are happy and healthy and you're sane and not crazy, because that's important. Happy mom, what is it? Happy wife, happy life, happy mom, happy everybody, basically. Who gets help? You know, I felt kind of ashamed about it, but now I'm so grateful because we're moving forward. Things are better, our relationship's tighter, and everybody's happier. So I think you can do what you need to do and do what's best for everyone, and, you know, it sounds great. So I hope all of you are doing well. I hope this helped some of you. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. If you're not already subscribed, please do. And I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Bye.
Every change has a reason.